Mmm, pizza. Ouch. Ooh, it's hot, 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 hot. Yummy, 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 yummy pizza. Whew. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here, y'all. I need to teach you how to make this. A lot of people wonder how I do my low-carb pizza. I'm fixing to show you. Ready? Hang on. All right, so low-carb pizza, dirty keto pizza. Basically, let me put my hair up and get it out of the way. I start out my pizza on a cheese crust. I don't use the let me get you down here. I start out my pizzas on a cheese crust. This crust, see how you can pick it up, is made out of cheese. That's all it is shredded mozzarella. I buy it in these big old bags. Grab a handful and put it on the sill mat. 2 handfuls right there. Pat them out into a little circle. Stick them in the oven, 350 degrees, until the edges start getting golden brown. Now, if you don't want to go through that effort and you don't mind adding a few more carbs, you can use these low-carb tortillas. And they have, let's see, 6 carbs per tortilla. Or you can use these Joseph's Lavish bread. And you're only going to use half of it. Well, you can only eat half of it. And then half of one of these is 5. So, let's see. That's how big your pizza would be. So, it's about the same. I think this is actually has less carbs per size. See, it's about the same, you know. I think this is actually bigger, but you know, they're about the same. Anyway, I like to save my carbs because I love the flavor of tomatoes on it, and I also like the flavor of basil. So I get this little thing of tomato paste, and you can see I hardly used half of it. I didn't even use half. And there's let's see, 6 net carbs per 2 tablespoons, and I don't use quite 2 tablespoons. So let's just call it 6 anyway. We can round up. And then I like the basil, and that comes in that little squeeze tube, and that's got probably 3 per teaspoon in it. So, you know, say we're at 9 even now. So that's why I don't use those. Because if I was using one of those tortillas, then that would put me at, let's see, 6 and 9 is 15 already. So that's, you know, I try to stay under 20 a day. So you just smear it around. It's a very thin coat. It's a lot of flavor. But, you know, you just want it on there nice and thin. Okay. Ta-da! Done. Now, I like to add red pepper flakes. And I'm pretty liberal with these because I like it spicy. Then I toss on some Italian seasoning blend. And these are going to be 0. You know, don't even count those. Okay. Now I add some cooked Italian sausage. You want to read the label on any sausage that you buy. This is homemade. Brent and I made this this past winter. So it has 0 carbs in it. We don't use any fillers. We don't use any binders. So it's just basically meat and fat and spices. Okay? Get this out of the way. Now, the next thing I like to add are peppers. You can add any kind of peppers you want. These are cherry peppers. These are pepperoncinis. Typically, I save these hot cherry peppers for my Jimmy quote-unquote John sandwiches. They are a little bit spicier, but I don't mind. So those are probably a couple, carbs on there. On this next one, I'll use these pepperoncinis. When I make these, I make them 4 at a time because they freeze awesome. And then you have frozen pizza ready to rock and roll. All you do is take it out. If you take it to work, you can take it to work frozen and then just pop it in the microwave at work and let it heat up like that. Or you can stick it in the oven. Just whatever you want to do. Okay, so that's on there now. Now we move on to some of the more yummy things like cheese. I love to use fresh mozzarella. If I have any homemade stuff, I'll use that. Otherwise, I just buy the slices and then I put it on there pretty liberally. Cheese basically has 0 carbs, so you don't have to worry about making your cheesy pizza too cheesy. You can add as much as you want. Let's see. There's one extra piece in here. So I'll put it on here. This little tiny bit probably needs to go to the cook. Alright. Then Parmesan. I always have Parmesan in my refrigerator. Either this dry shredded kind or the freshly grated Parmesan. Although that sounds like that's not really true, because how can you have fresh Parmesan? You can't, but if it's freshly grated, I guess, whatever. That was like a little argument I was having in my own head. Alright, and I like some onions on mine, but onions add a lot of carbs, so I like to use the green onions. And you can get these dry green onions, and they have a lot of flavor on them, so I use those. Now, of course, I like pepperoni, so throw some pepperoni on here. Just make sure you read your labels and find whatever kind of meats and toppings you want with the fewest carbs possible if you're buying everything from the store. Okay, so get these in there. We have this place down here called Johnny's. It's a pizza joint, and then like they do something called Sweep the Kitchen. So basically, it's like everything that they have, all the toppings. So this is kind of like that. If you want to add some bell peppers, you can add bell peppers, olives. Ooh, black olives, yes. Olives have 0 carbs, so you can add as many as you want. All you're going to do is squeeze them to get out all the juice, and then just throw some on there. Add as many as you want. Put them on. You can crumble them up, you can leave them whole, you can smash them, whatever you want to do. It's your pizza. Alright, so at this point, these are ready for the freezer. So what I'll do is chill them, stick them in the refrigerator, or I'll go ahead and put them in the freezer right now and freeze them solid. Then I'll come back and vacuum pack them individually. And then I have them ready just to add in my freezer just to grab and go if I need something for lunch real quick. But let me show you what it actually looks like when they're cooked. So, for you old folks of my generation, through the magic of television, ta-da, pizza. So, let me show you. This really doesn't, it's not the best knife to use. And I'm cutting on my sill mat, and I'm in my head, I'm like, oh, Kadee, this is, shouldn't be cutting on your sill mat. Okay. Now, I want to show you that you can actually eat this like pizza. You know, some of those crusts are kind of, you can't really pick them up. You can't You can't do it. You're just over there with a fork. So with this pizza, you can actually pick it up. You can pick it up New York style, like this. Depends on how long you want to cook it. You know, I could have cooked it a little bit longer, so this was nice and bubbly and golden brown, but I didn't, of course. But anyway, that's what it looks like when it's done. Still a little bit warm. And like I said, you can eat one of these a whole pizza, and it's going to be, I don't know, it's way under 10 carbs. But just to show you, see, this cheese is not really completely melted. I was kind of in a hurry, but let me see. You can pick it up. It holds together. It tastes yummy. And a lot of people don't eat the crust anyway. You know, they always throw the crust away, or the edges away. This way you don't even have to worry about it, because it's all cheese. It's good for you. You don't have to worry about it. So when everybody else is having pizza night, you don't have to be tempted. You don't have to worry about trying just to scrape off the toppings and just eat toppings. You can actually eat pizza. You have all the flavor of pizza. You have the feel of pizza. You have the crust. And all that is cheese. Mozzarella cheese. Save your carbs for something else. Save them for something yummy. Like chocolate-covered strawberries.